This is a revelation about the mark of the beast that I just received. You all bear with me. I'm excited and I'm not putting much of my effort into how I'm speaking. So hopefully that y'all receive this. But with the mark of the beast, let me go to that scripture and make sure I'm reading it correctly. It talks about the right hand and the forehead, and Revelations 13:16, and he calls us all, the small and the great, the rich and the poor, the free men and the slaves, to be given a mark on their right hand and their forehead. And he provides that no one will be able to buy or to sell except the one who has the mark, either the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, the forehead is the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe of the forehead, that's the region where our emotions are located. Okay, so that means that the mark will reveal itself in the person's emotions, which means that how it says you judge them by their fruits. We're able to recognize people by their fruits. And fruits represent back to the Garden of Eden when they partook of the fruit, the forbidden fruit, which I believe is knowledge. Knowledge that we are not supposed to have. This is why we cannot access 90% of our brain. That's the portion of the brain that we are forbidden of using, just like the portion of the Garden of Eden that we are forbidden of using after the curse. Before the curse, we were even forbidden for eating from that particular tree, that fruit. So with the mark of the beast, it will show itself in emotions. And I also believe that the right hand, I talked about the right hand. Well, the right hand is also controlled by the frontal lobe. But I went back to see, well, what other times was the right hand mentioned in Scripture? And in Scripture, the right hand is mentioned in Isaiah 41:13, where it says, "For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you." Well, if God holds our right hand, and the right hand is where the mark will be, that means that those people, God is no longer holding that hand of those people. That means that they have allowed something to come into that place and take the place of God in their life. It also says, do not fear. I will help you. I will feed you. I will provide for you. I will support you. I will make sure you have what you need. I will comfort you. Well, with the mark of the beast, let me go back to Revelations. With the mark of the beast, it talks about right after mentioning the right hand and the forehead, it says, and he, the beast, provides that no one will be able to buy or to sell except the one who has the mark. Well, buy or sell, that's how we live and survive. By consuming, that's commerce, buying food, being able to buy medication, things for your children, things that you need. But the Lord just got through saying in Isaiah, I'm the one go help you, holding your right hand. Do not fear. Go back to the mark of the beast, which means that through fear, people will rely on the beast to provide for them and no longer rely on the Lord to provide for them. That is the mark of the beast. Instead of looking to the Lord to help them and provide for them by fear, they're going to look to the beast to help them, to feed them, to protect them. So the Lord is no longer holding their hand. So the Lord, their emotions, they're emotion guided. They're guided by their five senses. He says the righteous walk by faith and not by sight. Sight is one of the five senses. That means if you walk by those five senses, you are no longer a part of the righteous, which also means that perfect love casts out all fear. Well, love, God is love, which means you no longer operate within that either. And he says in the last days, many people love will wax cold, meaning that separation between them and the Lord who is love. So that's the mark of the beast. That's why John said right hand and forehead. It will show itself in people's emotions. This is also why you see the church now, not just the charismatic church, all over, is so emotional. It's all emotion driven. It's all emotion based. So much of it, not all of it, but a lot of it. It's soulish. It's not spiritual anymore. And that's how you do spells. You rouse up people in their emotions, and you get them so riled up that they're no longer thinking. They're just being guided by their five senses. The Lord forbid us from this. That's how Eve took part in the forbidden fruit in the first place. Her five senses. Her eyes. The food looked good to her. Then her heart. It just became desirable. It looked good as food. That it would be good food to her. These are the senses. And so all of this is connected. The Garden of Eden, the mark of the beast, the senses, the brain, the forehead. Also, the other time the right hand is used in scripture is when it's used saying that Jesus sit at the right hand of the Father, meaning these people, Jesus will no longer be the Lord of their lives. He may have never been in some of these people's lives, but that's what the mark of the beast is. So I'm not saying that it won't have a physical manifestation, because we know everything that's in the physical world first was in the supernatural, in the spiritual world, then it manifests here. So with that being said, it may have a physical manifestation, yes, but for those who have been wondering the mystery of the mark and the beast, that is the short answer. I hope this was a blessing to you all. It's such a blessing to me, and I'm still learning. And it really trips me out because with back to the four brains, I did a whole section on the quadrants of the brain in the Garden of Eden, and I plan on uploading that also later today. So y'all go and check that out. This is not easy for me doing the technical part, putting the videos together, the audio. I'm not good at any of that. I'm a single mother. It takes up a lot of time of my day. So it takes a lot for me to share this with you all and give you this. And I hope that it serves as some type of purpose to you all and help you. If you want to know more about the brain and all the other stuff that I'm working on, I think it's about 26 minutes long. It's me and my daughter and my sister talking. So it's very personal. Y'all go get to hear how my brain works, the thought process, how my daughter mind works. It's not cleaned up. It's not edited or anything. Y'all go get it as if y'all was sitting right here with us. Okay? Love y'all.